What's going on, you guys? How everybody doing today? I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching your boy here on Closing Statement here on Roku. I am super grateful for that. You're right. It's been amazing. We've been dropping a couple shows, and you guys been giving some good value. I know you guys got that pen and pad that when y'all was listening to
Mhm.
everybody. This one here too. Also grab that pen and pad. I'm talking about. I want to make sure that your pad is so full that you have no excuse. You just go back to your pad. But my name is Lawrence Thompson, aka The Law, and I appreciate you guys for watching me. Like I said, I do not take it for granted. I respect the mic, and on here we're gonna bring people on here. We're gonna talk. We're gonna interview people that's gonna impact your life. But I hope that it piss you off sometimes. I hope that it frustrates you sometimes because you know that your greatness and what you looking at and the purpose you're supposed to be doing is staring you in the face every single day and it's making you mad. And hopefully we're bringing people on to piss you off, to get off your do nothing and go do something. All right. Well, today we got somebody who is awesome in her craft, do her thing. And, I kind of glean out her sometimes how she be interviewing people and all that good stuff. But you guys know I don't do bio. So I'm going to let her have the floor and she going to introduce herself and then we're going to roll from there. Miss Debra, what's going on?
Hey, that was an awesome intro, first of all. But I mean, I am Deborah Brandon. I do a lot of things, but to sum it up, I'm an entrepreneur. Sometimes I model. And I also do like content moderation. So I do like panels, different types of conversations, and I host. And so within the entrepreneur realm, I'm currently working in digital marketing. And so within that, I offer like different services. But we will get into that as we get started.
Yeah, so I like how you use words too. You like a wordsmith too. Like I would
What?
never
Somebody
have
else told me
said.
that. Seriously?
Yeah, I would never be like content moderator. I just be like, yo, I just help people out social media. I just you make it sound so like sophisticated and like, okay, all right, special. Like, let's do this. But I gotta get my dictionary game up or something like that.
No, it's a whole headache. I have too many words in my head.
Okay, I got you. I got you. Okay, so I guess I'm in good space right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. So tell us, as you said, you in the social media space and where you helping out with social media, help out with content creation, help out with branding. What are two things that you can give us to say where we need to start at with branding? Because a lot of people want to start something, a lot of people want to put stuff out, but they don't know where to start when it comes to branding, and sometimes they just go for it. I know me. I was one of them dudes. I just went for it. It was like whatever sticks.
Yeah,
But there is a science, there's a psychology behind it. So, what are two things
exactly.
that somebody could can start off doing to get that branding going?
Well, that's an excellent word, excellent way to put it. There is a specific psychology or science to it. I think the biggest piece of information that I could give anybody when it comes to branding and establishing like a presence for your brand on any digital space is to make sure that you realize you're not marketing towards yourself. I think a lot of us first time entrepreneurs, first generation, we really do make that mistake. If I'm a woman and I want to make a brand, it's going to be feminine and it's going to have some pink in it and it's going to have some girly font. But you really do put yourself into a box when you do that. So the biggest piece of information starting first, is to realize you're not marketing to yourself. And if you do not have the money to invest into a professional, then make sure you go and invest that time into understanding what the exact psychology is as far as how to attract a specific audience and how to understand what type of audience that you're going to attract with the type of business that you have. And then the second piece of advice would be to make sure that you make a decision in the beginning and you stick to it. Because the beauty of digital marketing is that you have data and analytics that you can track. So even though you said, well, you got started, you kind of just went for it. And now I've actually seen your brand evolve and I see you constantly evolving. So I know that there has to be a bit of resources that you're putting into it, whether it is time, or money, right? Or if whether if you have people around you that are supporting you, that are giving you feedback, and you're using that feedback, whatever it is, I can tell because I'm someone who's watching your brand grow. So that other piece of information is to make a decision, stick to it, and use that data. So the data would be, are people responding to what it is that you're doing? Do people understand what you're doing? Do When you talk to somebody, you pick up the phone, or if they call you, or if they talk to you, do they understand what it is you're trying to do? Do people understand that you have a service, a product, whatever it is that you do? And if they don't, then now it's time for you to go back and reevaluate that, and to that we call it rebranding, revamping, whatever it is that you're doing, making that decision and sticking to a plan. 3 months is a good rule of thumb. I always say like 3 to 6 months to establish any type of brand identity, and to and do it consistently so that people can understand what you're doing. But the last thing you want to do is to confuse your audience and be someone who's revamping every week, because they're going to not know who you are, and they're going to think you're insane, and they're going to forget about you. So that's like the biggest things that are always on my mind. If I had to name two.
Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, I used to confuse people all the time. They didn't know what I was doing. They was just like, they just know that this boy's showing up every single day, though. I don't know what he's doing, but he's showing up. Like, and
See.
I literally didn't get it. I literally was not like colors, all that type of stuff. I didn't know. But you know what I was gonna do? I was gonna show up, and I was gonna share to the world what I was doing or whatever. But now I'm more strategic, and now more like focus on being intentional about it was. And like you said, the data starts telling me be more intentional like this, being more intentional like that. Even the words that I post when it comes to because I do post a lot of motivational quotes, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of that stuff is from me, from my heart and from my mind on my morning meditation. Even when I post that, it's different than if you saw me 7 years ago. You would say, man, that you sound a little different or whatever, because I understand the market now. I understand the
Yeah.
people and what they need to hear and what's going to provoke them and what's going to stir them up. They look at me like, bro, you're going to come with some hitters that going to make me upset that I don't like you, but I kind of like you. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's that stuff that's like, it's like castor oil. You don't know you need it, but it tastes nasty when it goes down, but if you keep doing it, it's gonna be good for you. So yeah, I had to bring that reference in. I don't know
Yeah.
anybody do castor oil now, but anyway. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you guys, man, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching us. Thank you guys for doing what you do with us. We're gonna take a quick short break, and when we come back, we're gonna actually dive into the impact that she's making with branding, and also as she's doing her different things when she come to hosting and all. Man, it's just so much stuff that she got going on. So just stay right there. You know what I'm saying? I know it's on demand, and you can't change the channel. We just gotta let you know who we are and want to give you a reminder of who we are. All right, so give us like a couple seconds and we'll be right back. Yeah, I know you guys saw that logo. We are closing statement, man. And the highway when you be passing over, you see Memphis, that's where we're from. We're from Memphis, and like I said, I do not take it for granted that you guys are watching me. Now, Miss Deborah, what
Yeah.
is the impact that you want to have in the city, in the world, in your environment, in your spaces, with what you have to give with your gift? What impact do you want to see? What results you want to see? And all that good stuff.
That's such a beautiful question. When I think of impact, I really think of my vision, because that's what a vision is, the impact that you want to have before you go, right? So that thing that seems really big, that may seem unattainable, but shoot for it. What is it that you want to do? My impact that I want to have is I just want to inspire growth. And what I mean by that is I really, 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 even within anything that I do, whether it is modeling, whether it is moderating, whether it is like, I always do it with a purpose. And so my like with digital marketing, the way that I work with my clients, I always do it on like an education level. And so I know a lot of companies, they, work in silence and then they present things to their clients. For me, I really like to have a hand in helping them to understand whether it is the right thing to do at this particular point in time, regardless of if you think that you want to do something. It is a matter of should you be doing it. And here are my suggestions. Here's what the industry is showing you when it comes to modeling. Like I even anything that I'm doing, I'm teaching. Like I will literally the last shoot that I did, I went live during the shoot. I gave advice when I like shared content on the shoot. I'm like, models, if you're going to go model, you should do X, Y, and Z. Like all of these things that I just want people to learn.
Yeah,
And
love it.
one of my gifts is that I'm really like a shapeshifter. I go into different environments and I can do anything.
Mhm.
And it's not that I have all of these innate abilities. It's that I really love to absorb knowledge. And my thing is, I believe my purpose here is to give that knowledge back. And so with that, I always make sure how can I give this knowledge back? Whether it's randomly going live when I'm in the spirit, or if it's sharing a specific piece of content in a specific way, with all of the ways that I'm about to really launch my actual, like my brand for me, like my website for me, outside of brand new me, like everything's going to be about inspiring growth. That is what I want to do. And it really comes on all levels. It comes on a business level and a social level. That's why you see me with like healthy conversations and having these conversations that are provoking you to think deeper about certain things. I am
Mhm.
always going to be the person in the room that is helping you and forcing you almost to think differently so that you can kind of grow. I really do believe that everybody has a specific purpose here on earth.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. And it's two things that you point out. One thing I'm gonna highlight, but there's one thing I want to ask you: are you what they call? I think I say it right. The sapiosexual, whatever. Like that's what it's called.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
am. I am. I
yeah,
definitely do not look at people on a physical level. I look at it on a what does your mind do? What can you do type thing. And it's
yeah.
always been very strange. So until I could put it into a bucket, I wasn't like I didn't know what it was because the finest dude to walk in and I'm like, okay, like what does he think about things, what is he
Yeah,
doing with his life? That's what I care about. So yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I am.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Because I had learned that, about almost like 6 months ago. So now I'm identifying all those people and like, oh, okay, that's what it is. That's what. Okay, I tap out of that. But you said in your talk just 3 minutes ago, you talked about putting yourself out there or putting things out there on purpose. And some people get afraid of that. Some people get afraid of
Mhm.
just posting or putting things out there. They're afraid, or the perfectionist, and they
Mhm.
just, and then they don't do it, and some of them are introverts, and I get that. what can you what is one thing that you can say to them right now to help them to go head on and jump on that, just jump out there, jump in the water, and just go head on and start doing something? What is it that you can tell?
Man, the only thing that I can tell you is to just do it. Like you would talk yourself into a corner for years if you allowed yourself to. The easiest thing for your brain to do, your subconscious mind to do, is to protect you. It's your mind, your brain is literally there to protect you. So if you have all of these responses of stress when it comes down to you actually doing something, and you start to feel justified and you're making excuses for it subconsciously, then your mind is going to always keep you out of those situations, meaning it's going to feed you responses to kind of baby you or coddle you into not doing it or giving you excuses. So the biggest piece of advice that I could give you is to just do it. I probably was one of the most fearful people in the world when it came down to like just displaying my talents, and I'm still working through because I have so many, and I know when I do go full out. People, they respond to me in such a way that it can get scary. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying it's negative. It's just that when people see so much of you, they really do, like, they're watching you even more now. They're like, what else can she do? And you have to understand that you have a purpose here. And if you are like me and you have many talents and many gifts, and you're getting ideas that are being downloaded into your spirit to share, there's a reason that they're being downloaded. And 9 times out of 10 is because you've asked for something. So if you're going to ask for something and you say that this is my goal, this is what I want to do, and you're being given and shown opportunities to do it, those are like little tests. Those are like little opportunities for you to do things. And it doesn't matter. This is another piece. It doesn't matter how many people, it doesn't matter if it's one person. If you decide to go live and it's one person that's on your live, I am telling you, people see you.
Yeah.
I have so many people that see me, it's ridiculous. Like, I've had people that are not friends with me on Facebook notice me, and because Facebook is where I do most of my stuff right now. And so people are like, I've seen you before. I've seen you. And I'm like, what color did I have on? Because I have colors as I'm working with different brands. And they're like, well, you had on an orange shirt, that shirt. And I'm like, okay, well, I was, giving marketing advice. And that I just attracted a new customer. So the biggest piece of advice I could tell you is to just do it. You're going to give yourself excuse after excuse after excuse until you don't even have that feeling to do anything anymore, because you can talk yourself out of even hearing your inner voice. So the way to establish that connection with your intuition is to do what it's telling you to do. It gets stronger and it gets stronger, and you'll gradually start to grow and attract people that will help support you. And if you are really struggling, you can look up Mel Robbins. She's on
Yeah.
YouTube.
The five
Every now
second.
and again I will look her up, and she has this thing, because we do public speaking, where
Right. Right.
like she'll give you advice and tips, because it doesn't matter how many times you've done it, you still get butterflies, you still get
Oh
things that are
yeah.
like, oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
So I have to tell myself sometimes, when I feel fearful, I'm excited, and that helps me. And I got that from her. You're tricking your mind to thinking that you're actually excited, so when you go
Yeah.
out there, you're responding with excitement. So just do it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, when we first started the show, when y'all see the intro come in, if you see me in the green room, I got my head down, my eyes closed, and I'm bopping because that's my trigger to say, "Oh, we about to go." And I do that in everything that I do. Like, we hosted an event, movie go. We hosted an event, the Indie Film Festival, and before we came in, I came in, I got there a little early. Before we got started, I was over in the corner
I
by
saw you.
myself, and I just, and then it was like, it's showtime, let's go, and that gets me going, no matter how good or no matter how it seems like it's easy when I'm on stage, I still get those butterflies, I still get that excitement, you know what I'm saying? And so yeah, so just do it, like, and we'll hit another point here in a minute, but just do it, because I'm tell you this, when I first started speaking, when I was like, I'm gonna be a speaker and da 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 da, right? And I was like, I'm gonna invite people to my apartment and we just gonna go, right? Yo, for 2.5 months, I talked to empty chairs, but I spoke like I was talking to 1,000 people for 2.5 months.
Wow.
I was very consistent. I got up every day at the same time I said I was going to speak, and I did it every single Saturday. I'm talking about, it was like 2.5 months, and 2.5 months happened, and I promise you, within 2 weeks, all those chairs were filled with men. All those chairs were full of men. I was buying food, I was feeding them, and I was imparting it to them, my thoughts about, how the brotherhood and all that type of stuff. And my house was just, I mean, it just kept getting big. I had to get more and more chairs, people sitting on floors. It was crazy. But I just jumped
Wow.
out there and I didn't care. So now when I go live, if I don't see nobody on there, I'm still talking to 1,000 people. It is what it is. And I keep going. And it's like, when they're gonna show up one day. They're gonna show up one
Well,
day.
they see you.
Oh yeah, and that things, they see you, they do see you. Uh, when you said that you be walking around the streets and then people be like, "Hey, I know you," I did not know I was semi kind of famous. to when I start going to places and people are like, "Yo, I see you on Facebook," and and I'm sitting there, my eyes is like big, and I'm in amazement, and it's like, I've never seen your name come up, but you saw me, but,
Right.
and it's like, and they like, But then they like, man, you said something to help my life. You said something to do this, man. I'm so happy to see you. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God. And my next thing is how can I help you? Right. And
Yeah.
so yeah, so just post. It's gonna happen. You're gonna get those fans that's gonna follow you. But that's what you called to do, man. That's why
Yeah.
you went live.
Yeah.
So the next thing I want to ask you is that so you're modeling, you're doing your thing modeling, you branding and all that good stuff. And so people may say, hey, that seemed like that's all over the place, right? What do
Hmm.
you say to those people who think you're all over the place when you know exactly where you're going? What do you say to them?
Um, well, that is honestly, I don't know if I say anything to them, because my thing is I like to prove my work.
Mhm.
And so it's been the most beautiful thing trying to streamline my website so that it communicates all of those things effectively. And I know right now with my pictures, a lot of people just see pictures, right? They're like, oh, that's a pretty picture. Let me like the picture. But no, actually, my next set of photo shoots are specifically going to be aligned with, hey, shop here, do this, because I am a digital marketing person. Everything I do is in the digital world, right?
Mhm.
And so with modeling, even, it is, hi, I see that you like this picture. Here's where I got everything. Here's the site where you can view some more pictures. You can book the photographer. You can go and look and say, hey, I like those boots. I want to purchase those boots. And now I am a brand ambassador. So all of it
Yeah.
really goes hand in hand, honestly. Like, even when I go and I interview, right? Like, I'll interview business owners. I'm a PR media person going out and doing media interviews with people that are looking, they're at a peer level sometimes, and I'm looking at them and I'm like, you deserve to be spotlighted. You don't have to wait on traditional methods, right? So for
Right.
someone who would say that, well, you're not, or you are all over the first place, I would say, well, first of all, technically, I don't think you're actually following me properly, because I have never had anybody say that you're all over. A lot of people get me. And it's crazy because even when they
Yeah.
follow my social media, like, they get me. They may
Mhm.
not get the meat of it just yet because I haven't communicated it into one splash page and then I haven't rolled out to all of the other social media channels, but they get me on a level, right? And then when
Mhm.
you talk to me, it's like, oh, I see it. So, I mean, honestly, I don't talk to people who are like that, because I think people who say stuff like that, they're probably not doing anything anyways, and they're not worth the conversation. So,
Got you. Hey, I
yeah.
got you. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you guys, once again, you guys, thank you for watching us. Thank you guys for tuning in with us. I mean, we do not take it for granted. We respect the mic, and so if you give us a couple more seconds, we're gonna go. We're gonna give you a little short commercial, and then when we come back, we're gonna land this plane, and we're gonna give you something to eat on just a little bit. So we'll see you in a couple seconds. Thank you guys, man, for having that pause for us and all that good stuff. All I'm doing is setting you guys up for these commercials that are going to be rolling out starting the end of next month. Next month, these commercials are going to be these spots that I'm actually bringing in. So you guys are going to see multiple commercials in there, and you guys are going to see those sponsors that are sponsoring the show. And if you desire to sponsor our show, make sure you get in contact with us. Make sure you connect with us on the IBD network, and definitely let us know that you want to do this. So, Miss Debra, we about to land this plane. So this is your moment. This is your time to give us some closing statements. You have your floor. You can say whatever you want. You can inspire. You can tell them some tips, whatever you want to do. But this is your time to give some closing statements. So it's your floor, ma'am.
So, if for anybody who is trying to accomplish anything, right? I think the another piece of advice that's really important is that you really control your circle that's around you, the people that you allow into your vibrational field. It's really important. I mean, if you are operating in a really high vibration and people of lower vibrational energies come and try and connect with you, there's going to be a disconnect. And there's going to be either you're going to push them away because you're so high energy and it's just too much for them, or they're going to actually influence you to be just like them. And they do it in a lot of different ways. There are people who go around and, they say things, they're sarcastic, their criticism is kind of ugly. They're never really happy for what you're doing. Your business to them is a little business. It's never anything that is important. So one thing you have to do is to make a decision. You're going to have people that are going to, unfortunately, leave your life. There's going to be people that you're going to have to, unfortunately, take out of your life forcefully. And there's people who are going to end up being gems that you're going to inspire to grow. And, it's not saying that just because people aren't doing something around you that you can't be with them, you can't be around them, but you really have to listen to your inner know, your inner being, whatever you want to call it. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do spiritually, religious wise, but whatever you listen to that tells you and guides you to do things, it's going to warn you of red flags around you. So pay very close attention to the people that are around you, because when you're low, you're going to have a pot to get out, to pull out of. And if those pots are never available, or if they're negative pots, then you're going to end up just like the people around you. So make a
Love it.
decision.
Love it, love it, love it. So she hit you in the gut. She hit you in the head. Hit you in the stomach. Hit you in the heart. And look, listen. If you did not catch it all, make sure you hit the rewind button, grab your pen and pad, and write down what she was saying, because it's very key that you do find those people, find those networks,
Mhm.
find what it is that have that energy like you have. Because if you're the only one that has the energy, trust me, you will be drained. And if
Yeah.
you're not prepared for that, you gonna, like she said, you're gonna be just like them. And I've never seen any liquid get poured out of an empty cup. Never. It never happened. I've never seen it, even in a magic trick. There's something else
Never.
that's there. I've never seen liquid pouring out of an empty cup. So you guys, man, make sure you guys continue to follow us. Give us the share. Give us a like. We're gonna release this out here. And Miss Deborah, tell them how they can get in contact with you and all that good stuff. Shout out your social media.
All right, so social media is very simple. Deborah Brandon, DebraBrandon. And from there, you can find everything about me. You can find Brand New Me. It's on my shirt. If you want to know how to spell it, look it up. It is a website. Or you can look and see what other types of things that I'm working with, and just connect with me. I love to connect on a very holistic level, like just to build relationships. It's not always about money, or that. It's really just about trading resources and seeing what can we do for each other, how can we grow. So social media, Deborah Brandon.
Love it, love it, love it. So don't disappear, Miss Deborah. As I close this out, we're gonna go back to the green room, but don't disappear so we can talk after the show and all that good stuff. But you guys, man, thank you guys for tuning in. Let me give her a commercial break. This is a commercial break brought to you by the law. Make sure you follow Deborah when she what she just told you to go do. And I got two words for you. If you don't, you're wrong. So make sure you do that for me, guys. Man, I love you guys. Be amazing, be awesome. And I'm gonna sign out like I always do. We may not. Oh, I hit that a little too early. It was a little sensitive. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm being an engineer. I was doing good. I was like, I ain't gonna have an accident. I just had an accident. But anyway, it's my show. So we'll see if they return. But let me sign out like I always do. We may not be the solution, but we will be the antidote. I love you guys. Be amazing. Peace.